Hello family. The title of this video is Why Try? And the reason I'm bringing this topic up is because I got some really good comments on a video that I made about affirmations. Made another video about my first 100 days post-stroke. And on some of those comments, they came in and they really were appreciative of the perspective. So why try? Well, if you can imagine a ship, as you've heard, without a rudder, doesn't matter which way the wind is blowing, it's going to push it somewhere around, and there's not going to be any steering. But if you have a rudder, if you have a destination, then you've got a reason to work that rudder, trim the sails. I'm going to use the sailing analogy, even though obviously you can tell I'm sitting on the bridge of my boat, and it's a power boat. So if I want to go somewhere, I fire up the engines, but I still have to steer. I can't just leave my hands go. I don't have autopilot. So I want you to think about the idea that you need to have that destination in order to be able to give yourself some purpose, because I had gone through a period where I'd like to consider it what I would call the dark night of the soul. It's like, oh, this is tough. And by the way, when I say tough, I'm talking about the stroke that I had back in August of 25. It has taken me significantly in a different direction than I ever anticipated. So here we are. And I'm working on trying to make things work, like my left hand. And I have to have a goal. So Napoleon Hill has always talked about the importance, and by the way, there's a great book, if you've not read it, it's called Think and Grow Rich. I highly recommend reading it at least 3 times all the way through, and you'll be a different human being at the end of the 3rd reading. So, one of the aspects of this is, in order to be able to get where you're going to go and have a reason to wake up in the morning, is to have some level of purpose. Well, according to Clint Eastwood, I'll quote Clint, in one of his movies, he said, "A man's got to know his limitations." Well, here's my opinion about that. We were having an event that I attended last night with my wife Angie, and there was a gentleman there, 76 years old, and his goal is to change the world. And the way that he's doing it is he's bringing down these kind of wise men from the Amazon forest that have never come down to talk about how they can change the frequency of the world and change the world to make it a better place. And at the onset of this, after having had 8 knee replacements, he was literally going out into the jungle in a wheelchair with a machete. Now that's perseverance, that's having a goal, that's having something that you really are committed to achieving. And in his opinion, doesn't matter, you can get there. One of my YouTube buddies here is a guy named Old Mike, and his goal, or his saying, as I probably have mentioned in more than a few videos, if you're not dead, you're not done. Well, I agree with that. I'm not dead and I'm not done. Even though I will tell you, sometimes, man, it is tough. And tough is okay. When you try something that there's no challenge to it, where's the sense of accomplishment? Well, I've got a lot of sense of accomplishment. I'm trying to get this face to work, get this voice to work, be able to walk. There's a lot of things that at this point last year, those were the furthest things from my mind. I was a professional speaker. I was a good singer, good dancer. And now it's pretty funny. The speaking, at least I can get my words across. My singing is, well, I try. And I will continue to try, and I will continue, in my opinion, to get better. And I've got my goals. But let's talk about the process of doing this. In many cases, people think of a goal and they think, oh my goodness, what can I get done today? Well, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many thought leaders, you can way overestimate how much you can get done in a day. And you get to the end of the day and you haven't accomplished much and you're disappointed, and that can kill your motivation for wanting to go further. However, we tend to underestimate what we can accomplish in a year. So in my opinion, it's really good to have a very definite timeline for your goal, but put it out there far enough so that you can break it down into little bite-sized pieces and see what can happen in that course of that year. I've accomplished some kind of crazy things over my life when I gave myself enough time to get there. So that's the key. Give yourself enough time. And more important than even that is you need to have a destination. You need to have a specific written goal. Now, here are the rules for that written goal, and I'm going to take my notes. You do need to have it be very specific, and you need to have that end point in mind. But here's the key. Number one, write it down. There's something magical about when you put pen to paper and you write down your goal so that you can see it. And then another thing that makes it really powerful for you is, very specifically, you need to write out what it is exactly that you want, whether it's a better relationship, and specifically what that would mean to you, a certain amount of money, not an abundance of money or a lot or enough, but a specific dollar amount, 50,000, 100,000, a million, 10 million, whatever it is. Make that very specific in your mind, because at a certain point you're going to need to really focus on seeing that and feeling what it feels like to be able to make that happen. The next thing, you need to give it a timeline. Like I said, give it enough time so that it's believable. Maybe a year, maybe 6 months, but give it enough time. And then you need to write out what it is that you're willing to give to accomplish that goal. There is no such thing as a free lunch. So I decided to give you a couple of mine that I had specifically written out. And one is simply because I'm dealing with some physical stuff after the stroke, is my goal about walking. So here it is, short and sweet. It says, I want to walk normally. That's the goal, walk normally. That means no hitch in my gait, no dragging of my foot, walking normally. So that anybody who sees me, and I always had kind of a little bit of a lilt in my walk, a little hop in there. And people said, boy, you look, you're just walking briskly along. You look so happy. And I always have been. And that's the goal for me. I want to walk normally, my normal. Number two is, what am I going to give and when do I want to accomplish that goal? Well, I want to walk normally by August 11th of 2026. That's 1 year to the day after my stroke. And that specific date, that's a burning desire to get there, because it drives me freaking nuts that when I walk into the car or walking anywhere, that I've got to go much slower than I'm used to, and there's a bit of a hitch in my gait. Don't like it. And especially if I stub a toe. Oh my goodness. I almost stubbed a toe and went into the water the other day when Angie was watching me, and she did not like that. So my goal, walk normally by August 11th, 2026. Now, you have to be willing to give something to get that. I can't just say, well, it's going to happen. But I exercise every day. There's certain foot exercises and leg exercises that enable you to help improve and correct that drop foot. And I also need to be physically strong overall. And I've been a professional fitness trainer for most of my life, starting when I was about 19 years of age, getting paid for it. So I know what to do in the gym. So my commitment is to be in the gym at least 3 days a week, normally Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, it doesn't matter. But to do a full body workout 3 days a week. By doing that and keeping charts of my progress, and I'll talk about that in another video, about how to set up a workout routine that actually works and how to set yourself up realistically. Again, written goals are magic. Now, the next aspect of it is that I know and I can see myself. You have to visualize yourself having, doing, and being all of these things. My last video, and you can address that or find that, is on affirmations. And affirmations are beautiful because you get an opportunity to talk to yourself about yourself. Now, let me share one more goal that I've got, and I just want to make this public. You all can be my accountability partners. And that's not a bad thing, by the way. But you should only share your goals with people that are 100% in support of your goals. Now, me going on YouTube, that's not exactly a guarantee that 100% of the people that see my videos are going to be in 100% support, but I'm hopeful of that. So far, so good. So my YouTube goal is in 2026. Right now, it's April 6th. And my goal is in 2026, I intend to post 39 more videos. That's basically one a week. For a total, I've already posted 26 videos, and that will give me a total of 65 videos that I will have put in the can, as they say, between now and December 30th of 2026. Another goal that I have for my YouTube channel is to learn to edit well. Now, notice I didn't say just edit, but to edit well. And that's going to require some study. It's going to require probably taking some courses from another YouTube buddy, Kevin Colby. He suggests what to use. I think he uses Final Cut Pro. Anyway, or CapCut. I'm going to figure out which one I can actually do and learn how to do that. Another goal is to learn how to podcast with a guest, because there's an awful lot of people that I know that are really fantastic about whatever they're fantastic about, and I would like to talk to them about it. In many cases, it might be fitness or personal development, all the things that you guys are getting to know me for, and trying desperately to help you to have a bit of a leg up on your life, how to do, what to do, things that actually work, maybe some things to avoid. But that's the goal on that. And I also want to monetize this channel by the end of the year, by 12/30/2026, or sooner would be fine. And the reason that I would like that, and monetization may be ad revenue, might be a variety of things. There's a lot of different ways to be able to monetize your channel. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to share what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So far, I've just added a new little tool. Not getting any sponsor for this, but it's the it's called the DJI Mic Mini, and I'm actually have that attached to my shirt right now, and that should improve the audio on my videos. And that was important. I had people suggest that I should maybe up that game a little bit. So hopefully this is a helpful tool, and I'll continue to add and invest education and time in accomplishing my goals, because you might find it challenging to accomplish a lot in a day. However, give it a year, or between now, April 6th, and the end of this year. I think that's sufficient time to be able to accomplish those, I think, are very reasonable goals. So, by the way, if you're new to this channel, my name is Jack McAdory, and the name of the channel is In Search of Purpose. So my purpose is to help you find and achieve your purpose. And there are tips and tools that I've learned over the decades, and I want to share those with you. I truly believe that you can accomplish anything if you give yourself the time, commit to your goals, put them in writing. And one little tip I'm going to throw out there: if you put your goal in writing and you can look at yourself in the mirror and read your goal out loud, not as a future thing, but as a right now thing. Make it an affirmation. So, as an example, I would say, I can walk normally. I can walk normally. I can walk normally. And actually, if you change your voice inflection, it works even a little better. I can walk normally. I can walk normally. I can walk normally. And you can say for my YouTube video, I have 65 videos. I have 65 videos. I have 65 videos. I have 65 videos that I have posted to YouTube. Now, some people might say, well, Jack, that's not true, but here's how your mind works. If you can mentally get yourself to the point where you can actually believe and feel and see and taste and hear those videos happening, or see myself and close my eyes and see myself walking the way that I walked all my life, and I claim it for today, then the subconscious, which is very powerful, will take that message and work to translate that into that reality that you're claiming now. The universe actually will, in my opinion, the universe will turn to be able to help you accomplish your goal. So, those are the tools. I hope that you take these tools, write them. You know, the goal is, again, let's take them one at a time. Have a goal. Write your goal. Write specifically exactly what it is that you want, by when, and give yourself enough time, and then exactly what you're willing to give in exchange for the result of that goal. If you'll do that, then I don't think there's anything that you cannot accomplish. So take this message into your heart. Know that I love you and I want only the best for you. And I will see you next time.